T-minus 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, so welcome back to another video. If you're a long time watcher of the show, you will understand that this garage, we've done a lot of different shoots in here. We've done my underwater Lego photography, smoke machine shoot, a whole bunch of stuff in here. But today I'm genuinely very excited for what we're going to try and do today. So the video you're watching right now was inspired by another video by a creator named Andy Yong, who a couple months ago made this really cool video just using dishwashing liquid and creating these awesome bubbles. Now what really stuck out to me was all the intricate patterns that the bubbles were making. And if you've been watching this channel for long enough, you'll understand what I'm going to be doing here. We're going to be creating bubbles and using Lego. So Lego bubble photography. So this is what we got today. So we basically just went to Kmart, picked these up for 70 cents each. Very, very cheap. We've got the OG Lego astronaut, which of course is responsible for this awesome photo here. Now, if the shoot goes the way I think it's going to go, I think we could be getting some photos that no one's ever seen before. If it goes the way I'm thinking. It's almost creating introspective space photos. Now the setup is going to be very, very simple. We're just going to be using the Ulanzi 120 bicolor light, which I've used many times for these photo shoots. A few black backgrounds, and of course we're going to be using actual bubble liquid. I'm very excited for this shoot. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So with everything set up, we're going to just start with the first image idea I had, which was just placing the astronaut in this little dish here, and then hopefully blowing a bubble around him. Whether or not that's going to work, we're going to find out. That's probably all we need. We don't really need to light the back. Okay, we're going to get the straw. I'm going to see if this works. Dude, we got close. We got close. Holy! We were actually able to do it, but he fell over. This is gonna work. Alright, let's set him up again. Okay. So that should cut him pretty nicely. Okay, we got half of it. Dude, it looks like a butt cheek. What the hell? I'm gonna see how long this lasts, and we're gonna try and get some cool photos. What I'm noticing is that I'm not getting the colors I want in the bubble. In his video, he was saying the closer the light is to the bubble, the more colors and waves you're going to get in the image. So the first image that we got, it looks cool. I like the concept, but I think we can do a lot better. So we're going to keep trying. We've got the light here pointing directly down, so then we can get all those different colors and stuff, hopefully. Let's give it another go. So what I'm noticing is you can only really see the colorful parts when it's in the air, which is really interesting. So I think what I'm going to try next is, rather than having a bubble encapsulate him, we're going to have a big bubble next to him as if he's reaching out to it. Could be a cool shot. And then next we're going to have him hovering, and then we're going to try and blow a bubble around him while he's floating. I'm just going to try my best to get the photo that I want. So after a bunch of trial and error, I think we've got some pretty cool photos, like photos I've never seen before. We got enough photos where we can work with it, and this is gonna be a great video. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I got the RGB effect now. I think it's because I got lower to the ground maybe, and I have a bit of natural light coming through, along with the Landsy light pointing straight down, and then another light to the side. Very happy with this. We're now gonna move on to trying to have the figure like floating and have a whole bunch of bubbles go around. We're just gonna get creative with it and see what we can do. Just have fun with it now, which is really relieving because I didn't think it was gonna work, and now it is. Yeah, it's looking good. Essentially what we've done is we've put the wire through the astronaut and into the base so then it can stand up on its own, and the effects are pretty cool. Like, that just looks so sick. And once we get a few bubbles going around as well, it's just gonna look mad. So let's get to shooting again. Alrighty, we were just messing around. This is my live reaction basically. Holy shit. I'm looking at a photo right now and it is quite possibly, I'm getting the same reaction as I did when I got the underwater photo. What I'm looking at right now is insane. Holy shit. And they're turning out insane. Holy shit. It's insane how one change can make a difference. The one where he's floating looks so insane. There's just one photo in here, which you'll see at the end, that is just, there's just so many good photos in here. It's, what the hell? Insane shoot. I can't believe it. Words cannot describe how I feel about these images because I was able to obtain almost 40 images that were almost perfect. Like, I'd love to go over each individual photo and explain, I guess, the complexities, but we'd literally be here for centuries. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over my top 7 favorite images. I tried starting with top 3, but it was impossible, so I had to go top 7 at the most. But we're gonna run a little montage of all the other images that I shot that still deserve to be shown in this video. If you have any favorites, please tell me which one it is and why, because I have obviously my own opinion about them, but I want to hear what you guys think as well. So now, onto the 7 favorite images. I'm not joking, I was literally editing these images for at least 10 hours. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent with how I edited these images. I just started with my own Lightroom presets, you know, just changing around the colors to my liking. And then I took it into Photoshop and began using the spot healing tool brush to remove most of the bubbles on the ground and just basically general cleanup of the small specks and stuff created by the bubbles. It's essentially to make the image look cleaner and less chaotic. I also use the clone stamp tool just to help with this process because obviously the spot healing tool brush isn't always accurate. Next, to remove the wire and move his legs back into position, I did use generative fill to remove the wire. Now, the reason why I did this was because I had so many images that I had to edit and I thought was really good. And I kid you not, I would be at my desk for at least another 2 or 3 days just editing away at these photos for something so small. If it was one image, I'd do it myself. It would take maybe 10 minutes, but because there were so many images, I wanted to use generative fill just to speed up the process. Anyways, once the rod was removed, I would then select the legs and then move them into position of where they would be if they didn't have a big wire sticking through. And then use the clone stamp tool to remove any other inconsistencies around where the legs used to be. And this worked very nice. And I also want to add that in some of these images, I also just get like a star template where it's just like little white dots and I put them over the image and just use screen and just turn down the opacity just to fill in the negative space so that it just wasn't the bubbles and the figure itself. Now, onto the photos. So we're gonna go through the first photo that we got pretty quickly into the shoot, and it was this dome image here. I mean, I haven't got a whole lot to say about this. It was mostly because of the really nice colors that you're getting at the top right, and also how it had really nice contrast in the bubble itself. And I think it's just a cool image to look at. There's not a whole lot that makes it special. I just thought it was one of the cooler images that we got at the very start. Now, onto the floating image. This was one of my first favorite ones, but simply because of the depth that is created with the bubbles themselves. You've got some that are coming to the front, and then you've got some that are in the back, and just having the figure in the middle just obviously is going to work perfectly. Yeah, I haven't got too much to talk about this one. It's just an insane shot, like all the different colors as well. It's just a very nice, well balanced image. Next we move on to this image here, and it's almost like this bubble is encapsulating him as he's floating up. And if you look close enough, his hand is actually going through the bubble. Now, if you're going to be doing this yourself, the best way to prevent the bubble from popping on any object that you're using, you have to coat it in the liquid itself. I'm not going to explain the science behind it because I don't know. But yeah, this is just a really cool image. You got the colors coming through and him just almost breaking through this bubble, and it just looks so cool. And then again, this is just getting close to the bubble, and the reflection just looks so awesome. Like, I would have never been able to know that this is something you could do. I wasn't planning on creating images like these. I was just trying to get the cool colors and stuff in the bubble next to the astronaut and stuff. It just completely blew my expectations out of the water. Next, this image here, I mean, again, it just looks like a really well-balanced shot. Like, the way it's encapsulated around his helmet, and also the colors in the bubble really fit with the helmet that he's got. Like, the colors just collate together so well. Now, this image here genuinely looks like a iPhone wallpaper almost. So clearly we can see this is a bubble that's gone around him, and it's just popped. And there's still a little bit of color in the bubble, as you can see it on the left and the right. But then around it, you can just see it slowly exploding. And just, like, you see those little flicks of the liquid, and it's just, and the bubble is just like perfectly around him as well. It just looks so awesome. Now onto probably my favorite photo by far is this image here. I mean, when I saw the image, it's like someone hit my chest. I was like shocked for a moment. I don't think I could get a more perfect shot like this again. Like, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say here because it's there. You understand why this is such a good image. The bubble itself is almost perfectly centered around this astronaut, and then also having the bubble at the top right kind of helps create this illusion that there's more to this image. I'm pretty sure there's like extra light in that spot because I had the light, you know, coming down from that area, and it just gives off this illusion there's a lot more space in this space. Like, when I saw this image, man, I was just over the moon. I'm trying not to say space puns, but they're just coming out. What a shoot. What a shoot. What a creative shoot. That's another video wrapped. I'd seriously love to hear what you guys think about some of these images. If there's an image that stands out for you, just let me know why you think it's your favorite. I don't know how we're gonna top these images, so the next video is probably gonna be absolutely compared to this one. It's got to be all downhill from here. No, but of course we've got some awesome projects on the way. I wish I could share with you what we got planned, but just sit tight. We've got some pretty cool projects on the way. These videos are almost like filler videos until I get onto the big videos, because it's going to be something that no one's seen before. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.